Okay. We will be talking about task 2, AT2, portfolio of evidences. You must send this file along with the required document. If this file is not received, your signature is missing, we will have to get back to you to complete that section. So better you do it in a first go rather than a couple of chain of emails. Okay. Just your signature and a date you are submitting. Okay. This task requires you to demonstrate the skills and knowledge requirement to implement and monitor WHS policies. Okay. Maybe you can open the same document from My Village and underline the sections with me. That will help you. Or maybe color them in a red or underline or make it italic. Open the Word document from My Village. Let me open My Village for you as well. That's a My Village. When you go into assessment and submission, go to task 2. Yeah, and you have to download the second document where it says PE, portfolio of evidence. Okay, download this document. Yeah, the second document. Again, go to My Village, then go to the unit BSBWHS411. Assessment and submissions. Yeah, and then you can download this one. Okay, right. Everyone got it? Time allowed? The due date. I can tell you the due date. I already said it yesterday, maybe, but I'll still say it. 3rd of July, if I'm not wrong. Yeah. Yeah. When are we meeting next? 11/7. Yep, 3rd of July. Okay, for this one is 3rd of July. All the tasks, yeah? 1, 2, and 3. When you say due date is on or before 3rd of July, the more of you submit before 3rd of July, better for me. Yeah, because this is how I would have planned my schedule. Like I have some submission in between, some towards the end, not everything towards the end or after the deadline. Yeah. This is an open book assessment, but all work must be your own. And that's why this signature is required, where you are declaring this is all your work. You know, this is a compliance document. Even I can't change anything here. And without that, I can't mark your work. I still mark your work, even though I don't have a file, but I don't update the grade in the system. You may refer to any learning resources, any workplace information, or anything. Ask me for any clarifying question. I'll be supported for additional assistance. It can be done online, can be done video recording, or the other ways. That everything is fine. So if you're going to read everything in between, your head will be filled up with information. Maybe you don't need it. Yeah. Okay. let's go to the main part. So page number 7. Okay, page number 7. This task is to be completed based on your workplace or using simulated workplace document provided. Okay. We're going to talk about a company called Righteous Bean Team. Righteous Bean. That's our case study company for the purpose of assessment. Okay. You can follow your own company or organization you work with. No props. It's still the good. Yeah. Completing this assessment provides you with the opportunity to show the skills and knowledge that are required to implement and monitor organizations' WHS policy, procedure, and program in the relevant work area to meet the legislative requirement. Assessment involves identifying and developing. Okay, so this is the main part. You are identifying and developing training for your team, which relates to the goals and objective of Righteous Bean or your own company. Whenever it's a Righteous Bean, yeah, Righteous Bean, right? You can talk about your company as well. Okay. As a member of HR team, your responsibility includes providing information. So you are a member of HR team, either in your company or in Righteous Bean. Your responsibility include providing information and training to the work team about policy and procedure. There are 4 parts. Part 1, 2, 3, and 4. Part 1 is prepare a WHS training induction, a slideshow. By slideshow, we mean a PPT, PowerPoint presentation. Deliver WHS training induction to the newest member of Righteous Bean team. Consultation with managing director on your performance and follow-up. Okay. Part 1, prepare training induction, a slideshow. So you are preparing a PPT. Okay. Your manager has asked you to prepare an induction training slideshow that complements the induction procedure for the new employee. So just imagine someone has joined the company, Righteous Bean or your company, they are not aware of anything. For example, when you come to this classroom, right? Karina showed you this, how the emergency exists, and this is how you meet at the assembly point, right? Now, this is a classroom setting, doesn't involve too much of WHS criteria, but if you were a part of some construction industry, then you need more formal induction, right? Where equipment and plant are stored, then you need better induction of WHS, isn't it? Yeah, this is how you lift the object, this is how you operate the machine, and a couple of other things. Okay. The manager has identified that there is a need for the new staff to familiarize themselves with the WHS responsibility before starting work to ensure safety of the new person and current team members. The manager has asked you that you need to provide an induction, more information to the new employee, because there might have been some incident. And yesterday also we saw that new employee are more at risk. The junior employee, the new employee are more risk of getting WHS incidents. Why? Because they are new to the system. They don't know how to operate machines, a couple of other factors. Yeah. You should provide all the relevant information in plain English. Okay. So where is the case study found? Case study can be found. It says below, but it's not below. It's in a task 3. So we'll go to that in a bit. Don't worry about that. Don't mix and match. So all the information will be from appendix in task 3. Okay. For the purpose of this assessment, I'm the manager, or you can choose your manager locally from there. Yeah. Aim for 10 to 15 slides. Use the steps below to guide on what you should include in a slideshow. So task 1 is an introduction induction slide, about 10 to 15, not too less, not too more. Yeah. And this is what you should include in a slide. So again, step 1 is just a slideshow or a PPT of the training induction. That's a step 1. Right. Part 2, deliver a WHS training induction. You will then give a new employee at the right USB an induction using the slideshow information, informing them about all the policy procedure at the right USB. Okay, so part 1 is to prepare. Part 1 is to give an introduction. So again, let me pick up 2 names. The 2 names on my list. Let's talk about Charles and Elizabeth. Yeah. So let's say Charles and Elizabeth are 2 persons. Then Charles, as a member of HR, is providing an induction training to Elizabeth as a new employee. So Elizabeth is the new employee. Charles has prepared the slideshow, the PPT, the PowerPoint, 10 to 15 slides, and Charles will train or conduct the induction of Elizabeth, who have just joined the company. Okay. You will need someone to play the role of the new employee. You can select who is that person, the new employee. This can be a colleague, a fellow student, friends, or family member who can contribute to the role play accordingly. I was watching all the videos submitted by most of you, like late night and late evening. And when you are outside of the work hours, your brain processes in a different way. You know, we are surrounded by family members and everything. And I saw some of you have involved young kids, which is great. I'm perfectly fine. I'm just sharing. And they will be going to schools. You know, just imagine when someone asks your kid, what does your dad do? Oh, my dad also go to school. You know, you say, your dad goes to school? Yeah, he was doing homework with me last night. You know, when you give them a piece of paper and you tell them that, okay, this is what you are reading from. If I ask you a question after 3 minutes, these are the 2 lines you are saying, you know, right? And I've seen some of you have very young kids, you know, so they might be saying, hey, my dad also go to school. He goes there in the morning, in the night he come and do the homework. Yeah. That's good. It shows the dedication that you are, you know, you are showing, which is great. You know, don't give up. It's just the role play, they are very hard to do. Otherwise, the Word document and everything is fine. You know, everything is fine. It's just the role play are tricky. Yeah. Okay. Back to this. Yeah. So you need someone to play the role of, this can be anyone who can contribute role play accordingly. This role play is to be observed by assessor. I can just write here via video submission. If I have to observe everyone, forget about I can ever mark the work on time. Yeah, so it has to be video submission. Okay. Aim for 10 to 15 minutes of this induction task. You may take longer if you require additional time, but don't take a lot longer. Otherwise, your file size will increase and you'll have problem with submission and upload and everything. If it says 10 to 15, go for 10. Okay. Don't need to go more than that. Okay. You must print a copy of the slideshow content. Don't worry if you have a digital one. Yeah. You can print a copy of the slideshow or use e-copies of this documents. E-copies like electronic copies, you know, like a Word file on an iPad or a laptop or a mobile device. Again, when I saw the video, some of you were using tablet. The family member were carrying a tablet. Awesome. If you don't need to print a piece of document, don't print it. Let's, you know, also worry about our kids' future generation. Yeah, if everyone will not talk about sustainability or print randomly, then it will have bad effect, like worst effect on their future. Yeah. Okay. So if you don't need it, that's fine, because I'm not collecting the physical copy from you. I'm not there. So I can amend that much part of it. It's fine. Okay. Including any policy and procedure in full, or again, give them the e-copy, give this to the participant undertaking the training. So again, let's stick to the same person. Charles is the person doing the induction, carrying out the induction, and Elizabeth is receiving the induction as a new employee. Then Charles is providing Elizabeth with all the required documents. It can be an e-copy, but again, I'm not coming there to see what is Elizabeth is holding. You know, I won't come, oh, Elizabeth, there has to be 5 documents. You got only 2 of them on your phone or on your hand, right? I'm not verifying that thing. Okay. During the induction, you must explain each topic clearly, accurately to the nearest member of the work team. That's that person. You must use appropriate structure and language, include information on relevant policy, procedure, program info, right? So it's all about induction. So in part 1, you prepare the slides. In part 2, you carry out the induction. You carry out the induction, yeah? Any problem with part 1 or 2? Or is it all simple, clear? Now, those who are new, how many of you have ever created a slideshow or a PowerPoint? Just raise your hand if you created a PowerPoint. Yep, Ashwin sir did. Okay. How many of you? Yes. 1, 2, thank you. 3, 4. Okay. And how many of you have not ever created a PowerPoint? Let's be honest. If you haven't created a PowerPoint, raise your hand. Yes, Peter sir, like the honesty. 1, 2. Great. Okay. Now do it with me. Press your start menu, this one. Press the button, Windows button on your laptop. With me, Peter sir. Windows button. Type POWER. I wish I can do it here. Yes, I can. Okay. So go to this button. Yeah, type in POWER, power, and it will come PowerPoint. Yeah. Select that PowerPoint. See this thing? Select PowerPoint. Once you select that, go for the first. And you can select any template you want, literally anything you like. Yeah, but I would prefer the most simple one, blank document. Let's go to this one. Okay, you can select, no, it's not working, great. That's fine. Let's go to this one. Okay. Select anything you like. It will come up with 1 or 2 slides. Or what you could have done is also start the blank one. Yeah, blank. Let's start with blank. Nothing is there, just 2 boxes, that's it. Okay. Now, if you do it with me, and if you haven't done it earlier, it will help you. And that's why I'm insisting, do it with me. Okay. The first slide is always, see, from here you can drag and drop. I mean, just make it bigger, make it smaller from this line. Once you move your cursor towards the line, you can keep it a bit smaller. Yeah, so you get more space here. Now, we are creating a PowerPoint. So what I would do, again, do it with me. Copy this slide, WHS training induction. Copy that. And paste it here. Okay. WHS training induction. Okay, we are talking about your company or right? Yes, being if we are talking about where did it go? Just copy that here and write prepared by your name. That's it. Happy with this? Yeah, just WTS training. You can lift it up. You can change that. You can fill it with anything you like. Just right click, go, format shape, and just go to fill, solid fill. You can choose any color you like, or you can go for gradient fill for a mixture and match. You can add a picture, however, you can make it as fancy as you like, or do nothing, simply type and train. That's also fine. Okay. Okay. This is your slide number 1. We are looking for 10 to 15 slides. I would right click here on the left-hand panel, or you can go insert and go new slide. Or it says Control M. Anything will do. If you come up with 1 or 2 slides only, you need to add more. So Peter, sir, do it with me. Right click here on the left-hand panel, new slide, or go to home, insert, new slide. And here you will write what you are going to induct the training for, the induction for. What is the induction for? Okay. Induction schedule. You can write anything you like. Okay. And then double tap. That's it. Whatever is your schedule or agenda. Yeah. Then again, select new, select new, select new, or you can copy this and paste, 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 paste. And then fill it with any information you like. If you like the first one, you can copy the first one and keep pasting it. You don't need to add any animation or any preview, anything. Keep it extremely simple. I don't mind if you're doing it, but don't waste your time in the stuff that's not required. It doesn't add value. It's not required. Okay. Keep it simple, move on to the next. Keep it simple, move on to the next. So, no, sorry, this one. All good. Part 1 and 2 is preparing the slideshow. Peter, sir, getting more comfortable? Yeah. I'm sure you got some good IT expert in a class. Just sit with them for 5 minutes. They'll be able to explain more if you require more assistance, or come a bit closer to me. I wish I can call you to Australia to explain the PowerPoint. Yeah, but and when you apply for a visa, Australian, they say, what's the purpose? Dushan wants me to teach me how to create a PowerPoint, and they say, okay. But anyway, joke apart. Yes, just spend some time. It's an easy thing to do. It's a very easy thing to do. Yeah, and it's a good learning exercise as well. Yeah, cool. I will quickly explain part 3 and 4 before I tell you what to fill in PPT, what to write in PPT. Yeah. Consultation is part 3. Following the induction presentation, you are to reflect on your performance and then consult with your managing director to discuss the following points. 5 to 10 minute conversation. So here you are talking about 2 videos in the task. Okay, it says 10 to 15 minutes. So I must write here, it's a video. If that helps. Okay, it's a video of 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, part 3 is also a video of 10 to 5 to 10 minutes. And that's why I say, do not invest your time in making your PPT looks good. As long as the content is there, your name is there, that's it. You will still receive satisfactory grade. If you add animation, make it feel, look decent, doesn't matter. Spend more time in doing the task. It's your choice if you can balance everything. I don't mind it, okay? Now, consult with your director with the following points. Your manager can be role played by a colleague, fellow student, friends, or your assessor. It's up to you. What I would suggest, keep the same pair. You know, again, Charles and Elizabeth. Sorry if I'm taking two names, but I just wanted to pick up some known names from the class. So in part 2, Elizabeth is the new employee, okay, whom Charles is, training for induction or inducting for the WHS process. Done. Again, Charles and Elizabeth can work on part 3. Charles is the person who had trained Elizabeth. Done. Now, Elizabeth becomes the manager, and Elizabeth can provide feedback via consultation to Charles. Forget that Elizabeth was a new employee. That's fine. That's done. Over. You can select the new person if you want, but if you wanted to keep the same person because you have mingled well, right? Then Elizabeth becomes manager, explaining Charles what has to be done, what he did good and bad and everything, what it says here. Yeah. Your manager can be role played by a colleague, fellow student, friends, or the same person you had in part 2. All good, no props. Yeah. Why you believe, okay, so what is a consultation for? Yeah, why you believe the consultation was importance to manage WHS? So your manager explains you why the consultation had to take place. Okay. WHS raised during the meeting. So Elizabeth, as a new employee, had raised something. Now Charles is bringing that to the manager that, okay, this is what the new employee said. Yeah. Training needs for the staff, ways of training needs to be addressed in the workplace, and make arrangement with your managing director or that person to meet with identified training needs. Any booklet you need to print, any brochure you need to print, any A4, A3 paper you need to print. Remember I was telling Karina yesterday that, oh, I will print something for, if it's approved by the operation manager, and keep it near the fire extinguisher in a nice color printout. That this is how PASS, pull, aim, swipe, and squeeze. Yeah, so something like that, which keeps on. So whatever is the additional need, that has to be. So only 5 points, 5 to 10 minutes, maybe 1 minute each point, that's it. Okay. Part 4, follow-up. Following the conversation with your managing director, draft an email to the new staff member. Your email must include the following. Training needs identified has to be minimum 2, and that's why I made it in red. Ways you intend on addressing the training needs, the learning opportunity you are providing, any first aid, any fire equipment training, any emergency drill, you know, any CPR training or manual lifting training. Is up to you what you choose. And one piece of additional information relating to working at the righteous wing. Please include a copy of this email in your submission evidence. Okay. Let me recap what we discussed in part 1, 2, 3, 4. Part 1, slideshow. Preparing a PPT. When it says slideshow, it means a PPT. I already wrote it here. I'll write here as well. It means a PPT. You can go for Google Slides as well. That's fine. You know, what I mean by that, maybe I'll have to log in first. Give me 1 minute. I'll just log in. Once I log in, it will allow me to go into the Google slide. Oh, maybe I can go as it is as well, isn't it? Next time. Yeah. So when you go to your Chrome and you have that Gmail thing, just click on this 9 dots. Yeah, click on the 9 dots and keep scrolling and go to slides. Or other way is write Google SLIDES. It's not the slide that our kids or we as a kid used to do. It's by Google Slides. Yeah, and the first website that you got is the one you're looking for. Yeah, as I said, it will ask for sign in. So let me sign in from this account, a separate screen. One moment, guys. I'm just logging in into my. By the way, how many of you have double protection on your Gmail? Yeah. Do you have double protection? So when you sign in into a Gmail, does it ask you something on your mobile phone, or you don't have that? Okay. So what that means, so when I try to log in into my Gmail, right, it asks me on my mobile phone, unless I say yes, I'm the one signing it, it will not allow me to log in. So if someone from APTC, from Solomon, from Fiji try to log in into my email address, they cannot log in unless I approve on my phone. It's an additional security for your email. Drawback is you need to carry your phone. If my phone is off, I cannot log in my Gmail. Simple. So if you're living in some island where reception is bad, internet is bad, don't go for it. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, let's go to this. Go to slides. Once you go to slides, select new. And that's it. It's the same stuff, but it's online. It will sync with your Gmail. You don't have to worry about, so much of it, but that's the same thing. Again, you select, go for new slide. Once you have something, just a test for Peter, sir. Yeah. Prepared by Dr. DT. Then you can go here and you can again make it fancy, make it fill, just right click. I'm sure it will. I haven't insert image. I haven't really, or formatting will do format, and then it will have format option, borders and line, and then it will tell you size rotation, text fitting, any reflection, anything. It got a lot of options. It's just you need to play with it if you wanted to make it attractive or just like that, just like this. Then the next, or induction for WHS, new employee. Right up here, you can add the bulleted text. I'm sure it will be easy things to do. Text. Yeah, lines online. You can do lots of things with that. Otherwise, a bullets and numbering. Okay, so that's what I mean. Yeah. That's it. Similar stuff. For this PPT is by Microsoft, so you need some license or something installed on your laptop. If it is not there on your laptop, you cannot work on it, and that's why Google Slide is a comfortable other option. Okay, right. Let's go back to the task. So part one is a PPT. You are conducting about 10 to 15 PPT or slides, right? What should go in there? It's all about WHS induction. The information can be brought from task 3 because there is a case study. If it is your company, don't worry about task 3 or other information. So as a person, you are you are conducting an induction training for a new member, right? So for example, if Charles is a senior doctor, some junior doctor has joined Charles' company, right? Her name is Elizabeth, sorry, Elizabeth, yeah? That Elizabeth has joined Charles' medical clinic or a doctory setup or surgery department or a hospital or department of health, whatever you say, and Charles need to conduct an induction for the new employee called Elizabeth. Then what information Charles need to put will be your 10 to 15 slides. That this is your emergency exit. This is how you take care of it. This is how you put the PPE, surgical mask or stethoscope or whatever. This is how you use the ventilator, any WHS thing. We are not talking about procedure. We are talking about WHS only. That goes there. In part 2, you are using part 1, the slides, to train or to conduct the person. In induct, yeah, induction is going on. That's for 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, it says about printed copy. I said you can use the e-copies as well, right, of your slideshow and all the relevant document and everything. It has to be 10 to 15. Once that 2 part is done, then Charles will have a consultation with the manager and tell them, oh, okay, I inducted the new employee and this is the feedback that I have from the induction. Or maybe the induction document wasn't complete. The WHS requirement has to be revisited or anything. It has to be for 5 to 10 minutes. You can be more creative here. And finally, a follow-up, right? Where you identify the training, follow up via an email to the new staff member and say, okay, this is what we have discussed, ways you intend to address the need and any additional information. Okay, now, any doubt on this? Part 1, 2, 3, 4. Part 1, PPT. Part 2, a video of induction. Part 3, video with the consultation with the manager. And part 4 is the email to the stakeholders. Yeah, part 1, 2, 3, 4. I used to do 1, 2, 3, 4 like this. Yeah, now I'm doing like this. Because I watched so many kids video and this is how they say number 1, not like this. Yeah, they don't say number 1 like this, they say number 1. Yeah. Daddy finger, where are you? Kind of that thing. Yeah. Okay. Oops, I forgot the recording is on. So this is what goes in your mind, you know, because you watch that video so often, like a couple of times a day. And this is how you change my counting habit, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. So where to get that information is in task 3, where towards the end, you got that big appendix. Yes. Right just means WHS policy and procedure. It's in task 3. Yeah. And this is all about that just being WHS responsibility, about workers, about health safety, procedure, accident reporting. So these are the things, you know, if you're inducting someone, if Charles is inducting a new employee, Charles needs to tell the employee what will happen if they get injured at work, whom to contact, where is the first aid box, if there is any first aid officer, what they should do and all that thing. Again, it's up to you what should go there. But if you are following this case study, you have to follow the information from this document in task 3. Yeah, so this is everything about the case study. You don't have to use all part of it, just A and B, just part A, where you got all the information about right here spin. Yeah, make sense? Yeah. Awesome. Now, the time is yours. The time is yours, okay? It's 9:32 SI time. If I would be there as a student, I would start working on a slide. I would not worry about incomplete part A or part 1, task 1. Don't worry about that. That's easy, can be done when you leave this classroom. Don't worry about that now. If it is done, good. If not, start on task 2. That's very fresh, and it will take some time for the video sent in. Now, quickly tell me, I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, all 13 is there. Wow, full house. Great. Okay. So that means, yay. Good. You can pair with 2%, you can pair with 3%, it's up to you. Or you can pair with your family members when you go home. Yeah. First thing first, create the slides. You know, sorry, one sec. How many of you feel like that if you tell your kids something, they'll still do it? They'll still do it. Oh, you feel like that? Okay. I'm not sure if you can see him, but he's just at a glass door. He got a screwdriver in his hand and is pinching at the glass door. You know, he likes that sound, right? I mean, it's a thick glass door, so it wouldn't, affect their thing, but it's annoying. Anyway, okay. So if I were there in a classroom, my first thing is to start making the slides, and then I would partner with See, this is what he was doing. A screwdriver. Ding, 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 ding. Okay, I'll stop the recording. I don't want everyone else to